As you already know, we are doing fractions, decimal and percentage, and on that we are doing fraction, decimal, percent 2, and we are doing the lessons in that. Last time we did similar lesson, which you can see, not the exact one but the similar lesson. So I am giving this to you as homework. You send me this solution to this so that I can understand whether you know it or not. Then moving to today's topic. Today's question is, what is 65 as a fraction? 65% means 65 out of 100. So it will be written as 65 by 100. 65 out of 100 is 65 upon 100. Cancel this down. We can cancel them, and then after cancelling, we can cancel it by 5. So after dividing 65 by 5 we get 13, and 65 and 100 by 5 we get 20. So our final answer is 65% is 13 by 20, as you can see here. Now next part is, earlier we converted a fraction into percent. Now earlier we converted percent into fraction. 65% was given, then we changed it into fraction. Now this time they have given the fraction and you have to find what percent it is. So let us take the steps. 13 by 20 means that if there were 20 people, 13 of them would have brown hair. That is the meaning, 13 out of 20. Percent means out of 100. So 13 out of 20 is what out of 100. And this number will be the percent. Because percent is always out of 100. Just keep it in your mind. Percent is out of 100. If 13 out of 20 is what number out of 100? So how to get that? Multiply 20 by 5, you get 100. So in order to get the exact number, you multiply 13 also by 5 and you get 65 out of 100. So that is 65%. 65 out of 100 is 65%, and 13 by 20 is 65%. Hope this explanation was clear. Again we have another question. 11 by 25. Convert 11 by 25 to a percent. So it is 11 out of 25. Now what number out of 100 will give us the percent? So in order to get out of 100, you have to multiply denominator by 4 and numerator also by 4. Let us see what the book says. 11 by 25 means 11 out of 25. 11 out of 25 is same as what number out of 100? So multiply 25 by 4, you get 100. Similarly, multiply 11 by 4, you get 44. So 11 by 25 is 44 out of 100. 44 out of 100, which means 11 by 25 is 44%. Now there is another fraction, 1 by 20 to a percent. So all you have to do is the same method. Multiply the denominator by 5 and numerator also by 5. So you get 1 times 5 by 20 times 5. That is 5 by 100. Let me see how your book explains. 1 by 20, that is 1 divided by 20 is 0.05. Use your calculator to work out this division. We know that 0.05 is 5%. So 1 by 20 is 5%. So I am going to explain the same thing once again on my whiteboard. So question is convert 1 by 20 as percent. The method that you have learned is, in order to find percent, you have to get somehow 100 in the denominator. So how will you get 100 in this case? You multiply this by 5. Similarly, if you multiply denominator by 5, you have to multiply numerator also by 5. That means you get finally 1 times 5 is 5 and 20 times 5 is 100. So that is 5 by 100, which is 5%. Which means when 1 by 20 expressed as percent will be 5%. 1 by 20 expressed as percent is 5%. I hope it is clear so far. Now your book has explained something more about it, so that also I am going to explain you on the whiteboard. Book says 1 divided by 20 is this. You can find it on your calculator, and then we know that 0.05 is 5%. So how we know that let us discuss. So come to whiteboard. So here 1 by 20, if you solve it with the help of your calculator, you get 0.05, and when this you change into decimal, it will be 0. You have to just write 0.5, and then for decimal you write 1, and what is the number of digit count, that many zeros. So that is 5 by 100. 0.5 is 5 by 100. So you got 5 by 100, that is 5%. So a fraction you can be asked to change into percent, which is here, and change into decimal also. Let us do one more similar example to understand better. Let us take 1 by 25. You have to change it into decimal and percent. So for changing into decimal, you can just divide this by 25 on your calculator. So you will get 0.04. For changing into fraction, you have to write like this, and then you will get 100. You have to get 100 here. So multiply it by 4. So 25 times 4 is 100. And you have to multiply numerator also by 100. By 4. So therefore you get 4 by 100, and 4 by 100 when expressed in percent is 4%. That means 1 by 25 is equivalent to 4%. One thing more here I would like to explain you. Now see, 4 by 100, when you have to divide, then you can simply write this numerator 4 here and count the number of zeros on 1, and from this point that many digits you have to move. So there are 2 zeros, so you have to move 2 zeros towards the left from this. So this is one digit and this is another digit. So since there is nothing here, so you have to put 0 and then a decimal. Now before the decimal a 0 is always given. Now this decimal will go away. So your answer will be 0.04. Similarly, if you have to change 6 by 1000 into a decimal, then simply write 6, then count the number of zeros. There are 3 zeros. So from this point, first digit, then second digit, then third digit, and put a decimal here and then 0. And this decimal will not be there. So your answer becomes 0.006. I have already explained you about this, but again I'm explaining just to revise it. I hope it is clear. I have given you these 3 questions as homework. You can try them and send me the solution. You have to change it into decimal and then percent. I will solve one question. You can change it into decimal without using calculator also. That I will teach. First, you have to multiply it by 20. 5 times 20, it gives you 100. 5 times 20 gives you 100. So multiply 2 also by 20. So that you get 40 by 100. Now 40 by 100 you know is 40%, and when you have to change it into decimal you write 40 and there are 2 digits. So move from here 1 digit, 2 digit, and then put a decimal here and a 0 here. A 0 is always placed after decimal in the left hand side, and this decimal is removed. So this fraction changed into decimal is 0.4. I hope it is clear. You can solve these two questions accordingly and send me the answers. Thank you.